the baddest.
You know you the baddest, baby.
You don't know who it is. It's India Monee, the baddest, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button and a bell notification so you can be VIP with me. Okay, so let's just get started. This is my 1 year update of living in Washington, D.C. So if you've been following me for a minute, you know that I picked up my bags and I moved last year on this day from Dallas, Texas to the DMV area. Yeah! So I just want to give a short video about, compare and contrast, pros and cons, and how I actually moved to the DMV area. So I have my iPad. I wrote down some notes of some things I wanted to go over. But overall, when I first moved, basically the way I moved was, y'all know Hannah. If you don't know Hannah, if you don't follow my channel, make sure you subscribe and watch all my vlogs. But me and my best friend Hannah decided to move. Well, it was really Hannah. She got a job in the DMV area and she didn't want to come by herself. So she was like telling me ahead of time, I was like, come move with me, come move with me. And being the greatest friend ever, she let me move with her. I just started saving up my money at the end of 2017. I quit my job and I moved to the DMV off strength. Like no job, no nothing. Barely any contacts. Like I just did it and we rolled that thing out, okay? So when we first got there, we stayed in a hotel provided by her company for a month and like 2 or 3 weeks. I say a month and 2 weeks. And we found an apartment. And when I tell y'all, I signed a lease to an apartment with no job. If you watch my vlogs, like you will see, like there's actually people trashing me in the comments, but whatever. It happened and now I'm here a year later, still living in the DMV area. So yeah, right now I'm currently in Texas. If you know, then you know. You know. This is my old room. I'm home for the holidays, of course. DC versus Texas. Completely different. Night and day. Beyonce, Michelle, J. Cole, Lil Uzi, completely different, okay? Total different ends of the spectrums. And if you've been watching me for a while, or if you know me personally, you know originally I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Gary, Indiana, and I moved when I was 13 to, no, I moved when I was 12 to Texas, and then now I just moved again to the DC area. So I'm very cultured, but being in Texas, like growing up in Texas and then moving as an adult, like it was crazy. It wasn't hard to adjust, but certain things are hard to adjust to. So what I mean by that is like in general, just stores. Like in Texas, there's a Walmart on every corner. We have so many food options, like so many food options. Just like day-to-day life is just easier in Texas. And my parents always told me that when I first moved to Indiana. I mean, we first moved from Indiana, which I didn't understand. But life is easier in Texas. Like the resources that we have in Texas, like even Walmart, like literally the closest Walmart to me is like 25 minutes away from where I live. And I live in Maryland. And like here where I live, in Texas, like there's 3 Walmarts within a 10-mile radius, maybe even more. So that's what I mean. Every like neighborhood pretty much in Texas has their own CVS, Walgreens, like, shopping center, Walmart, grocery stores, like, plenty of resources and things in the DC area. Like everything is more spread out, or maybe like there's just not enough, resources are not hard to come by, but you get what you get pretty much. If you don't got it, then you don't got it, Traffic in DC. Okay, y'all. I went to school outside of Houston, so I did a lot of turning up and driving in Houston. Houston's traffic is the worst traffic I've seen in my life, okay? I mean, besides the obvious cities, but Houston's traffic is horrible. But when I tell y'all DC traffic is top 2 and it's not 2, horrible. You can drive 5 miles in DC and that could be 30 minutes. Like the travel, your commute in the DC area is just so draining that like it's just so draining. Like you literally have to prepare yourself. I thought preparing myself to drive in Houston was a thing, but no, just doing daily stuff. Like it's just a task. It's a task. So definitely traffic is horrible in DC. I would say if you live in DC, or like if you don't care about catching a train and the buses, there are definitely a lot of resources for different commutes. I know where I work in Baltimore. So if I wanted to catch the bus or a train to Baltimore, I would have to get off of the Maryland trains. I mean the like that. I mean, it's still the same state, but I would think the travel isn't the same. So I would have to get on one area's train and then get on a Baltimore type train. And I don't have time for that. Like, or I would have to catch buses and trains. And I'm just like, I'd rather just drive. But my commute isn't far at all. And that's what I love about the area. It's like, Texas, to get outside of Texas, it's going to take you at least 5 to 6 hours. Unless you're in Dallas, you're in Oklahoma. But they're like, I work in Baltimore, and I live in the DC area, like the DC metro area. So I can drive to Baltimore within 30 minutes where I live. Virginia's right there. I used to work in Virginia too, and driving to Virginia wasn't bad. I think like New York is like 3 hours away. I'm pretty sure Philly's like 2 hours away. So like in Texas, like a 2-hour drive is not even in Austin yet, from Dallas. So yeah. So I like that everything is close. I haven't been able to do a lot of traveling outside of the area, but 2019 I definitely plan on like definitely exploring more, because there's so many opportunities, which leads me to my next point. There's a lot of opportunities in the area, a lot of room for networking, a lot of Black spaces, which I love. That's why I kind of prefer Houston over Dallas once I got older, because there were more Black spaces. DC has a lot of Black spaces, a lot of happy hours, a lot of networking, a lot of panels and just brunches and day parties and things like that, where you can meet and mingle with Black professionals, which I love, because that's the stage I am in my life. And of course I'm in media, so I'm always trying to network and get to know people. So that's why I like DC. And another thing was, when I was working in Dallas, I was working at iHeart, and I wanted to work for Radio One, which is like, a Black radio company. And in Dallas, I had friends working there, and I was trying to get on, but literally I went to Baltimore and got hired on the spot. So like I said, and everything is about, chance. But I definitely think that a lot of opportunities that I have been receiving and getting in the DC area, I'm not going to say it would have been harder in Texas, but I don't know why the things are working out the way they are for me. So I just feel like there's a lot of opportunity more up north, especially for media, just because there's so much stuff going on and so many other media personnel there. So it's a lot of room for network and growth. So I definitely feel like DC offers more opportunities. I definitely like living in Texas versus like with stores and resources and traffic wise, things are more open. DC, everything's close together, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to hit like important points of things that I didn't know, that would affect me. The cost of living is expensive. Like if you're from Texas, and I'm pretty sure the South, I always tell this story that my trigger moment was I was at happy hour at a Mexican restaurant, and I asked for a regular size margarita. And if y'all know, the regular size margarita is like, if you just like a regular bowl margarita, like from On the Border, Fuentes, like regular bowl margarita. It was $11. I kid you not, I threw a fit. Like $11? Bitch, where? Like, if I'm drinking $11 drink in Texas, that thing is going to be as big as my head, So the cost of living, the cost of things, period, it's just so outrageous. Like rent, what I pay in rent there, I could be living luxury in Texas, and a lot of people out there don't live on their own. Like I know a lot of my friends in Texas live on their own. They're doing rent, bills, solo dolo. In DC, I don't know nobody that lives on their own. So just keep that in mind. Gas is way more expensive. I think gas right now in Texas is like $1.79, and the last tank of gas that I got was like $2.19, and that was in Baltimore. I don't leave Baltimore without getting gas. So that's not even where I live in my part of town. So yeah. The food. Okay. Texas definitely wins in food, but I love that DC has a lot of variety of different types of food that I wouldn't eat in Texas. So my thing is, okay, be it from the Midwest, I don't eat Chinese food in Texas because Chinese food in Texas is just gross. Like, it's just not good. And the Chinese food in DC is amazing. I eat a lot of cheesesteaks. Well, my boyfriend, I say steak and cheese. They got like a lot of wing and fried places, like carry out. Everything there is carry out. So, like I said, there's not a lot of fast food options, but there's a lot of carry out options. What else is? Oh, they have a lot of like Jamaican and Caribbean food, like jerk chicken, curry chicken. I've been eating a lot of that because there's a lot of them up there. But yeah, one thing they do like is Mexican places. I have found one Mexican place by my house that I love, so I'm good. But like at first, it was so hard to find Mexican food. Me and Hannah was like salvaging, like, where is the Mexican? Like, I need a Mexican dosage of the day, you know? So I've been home for this Christmas. I've been eating a Mexican every day and having margaritas every day. So I think that Texas wins in food, just because there's more options and it's cheaper. You can do a lot more. Your bang goes a long way. But I do appreciate DC's variety of foods that I normally wouldn't eat, which is also fun. Oh yeah, pizza in DC, good, okay? Good. So I do like the food, and their brunch is good. Just expensive. It's expensive, but their brunches are good. DC slang. Okay, first off, you go somewhere, and if you on social media or if you just savvy in some type of way, you can figure out what some of the slang words mean. Okay, you can't. It was hard for me to figure out what people in DC was talking about. Like, luckily, I have a boyfriend who is from DC, so he basically was putting me on before I even moved. But like, they have the weirdest words, like ja-like. I want to put it up on the screen. What do y'all think ja-like mean? Comment down below right now. Comment right now. Let me know what you think ja-like mean. Okay. Sicing. Do y'all know what sicing mean? I'm going to put that on the screen. Sicing. Do y'all know what sicing mean? Yeah. Just words. Like, I was like, what does that mean? It was hard to figure out what people were saying and what they meant. I was just like, I don't know, like a bop. Like, I think that's more of a Baltimore thing, but like, we call a bop like, oh, that's a bop. Like, she a bop. Like, that's how we use bop. But when they say bop, that means far. Like, that's a bop away. Like, that's so weird. I think that's Baltimore. But I don't know. Because I work in Baltimore, my coworkers be talking, and my boyfriend and his friends and the people that live by me, So I'm just like, what are y'all saying? Like, a lot of people say I'm country, and I don't think I sound country, but there's that. And I just think that their slang, I just really have to, like, Urban Dictionary it up. Like, I have to know what's going on. Because, yeah. The nightlife. Okay. The nightlife is cool in DC because it reminds me of nightlife in Austin. Like 6th Street and stuff like that is real open. They have U Street where you can walk around in the bars. But the only thing is, like, 6th Street. I mean, U Street isn't blocked off like 6th Street, so people are still driving. But there's a lot of bars. It's cool. You go in and out. You know, whatever. The only thing to me is, like, they don't be ratchet. Like, in DC, everybody's so, like, uptight and bougie and black and blessed and working and butts. But, in Texas, we be listening to Beat King sitting on couches talking about throw that ass, bitch. Like, So, like, that's what I miss. I miss, like, the ratchetivity of the South. Of course, you go to some places, of course, eventually it's going to get ratchet, it's going to get lit, but it's not like Texas ratchet. You're not going to hear no bounce music. You're not going to hear, like, Beat King, and, they listen to a lot of their music, like Shy Glizzy. They listen to a lot of radio stuff, like, stuff that everybody listening to. But, Texas has their own music, so, of course, like, they might play a little go-go and, but it's not, like, Texas turn up at all. Like, it's cute, it's fun. Like, okay, got my hookah, look at me. Let me go to this happy hour. I'm cute, but like it's not like you gonna leave the party sweaty. Not even like we doing that nowadays, but you know what I'm saying. It's nothing like a tell me what you know about me. You know, it's nothing like that. The culture, I would say the South is definitely, the people are nicer. Definitely. I remember I was at my apartments and I was smiling at this girl because she was playing this song. Okay, she was playing some song. It was like a twerk song or something. And she was playing it loud and my car was right next to her. So I like smiled at her. She didn't smile. So I started like acting like I was twerking like by my car. And she just looked at me and looked away. And I was like, now if I was in Texas, the girl would have been throw that up. Throw that up. Like, you know? So I was just a little like, like, really? You gotta be that mean? Like, I've met some good people, but everybody, and I don't know if that comes with age, but you know, you meet people and they're like, hey, you're so cute, you're so fun, let's hang out. And we never hang out. That type of thing goes on a lot. But yeah, the culture of DC, I love the culture of it. They definitely have their own type of feel. Like, it's not like anywhere else I've lived or been in. So I do appreciate it. I do like it. So that's all on my list that I wrote down. I would say overall, I'm really happy that I did move, because I was telling my roommate, or Hannah, that I do like that I have my own life. Like, you know, there's not a lot of people that I personally know that I, you know, grew up with or anything that live in DC. So I like it. Like, I like living somewhere else. I think it's fun. It's a great experience. I definitely will come back to Texas, like, when I'm ready to, like, have kids and stuff. Only because I'm in a media field, so I don't know where life may take me. So I'm open to go, like, anywhere to level up my career personally. But I would want to come back to Texas to settle down, whether it's Dallas or Houston, one of them. But I don't see myself living in DC forever. I definitely want to stay there for some more years. I definitely like it. I'm really adapting to it. I feel like at first it was kind of hard, but I'm really, like, you know, getting into it. I love it. If y'all want to visit me, let me know, because we can turn up. One thing about DC clubs, they feed you. I've seen a lot of places when you RSVP, it's like, oh, free food, open bar from this time to this time. We always go to Stadium, the strip club, and they have free pasta and free wings and $3 Hennessy from 7 to 9. Y'all, that would never happen in Texas. Never. So, yeah, I try to throw that in there. But, yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about the move. I'm really excited that I took a chance and decided to make that move. If you have any questions about DC versus Texas, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you want to see a video on, like, you know, what did I wish I knew before I moved out of the state, let me know, because I'll do that, because I know, like, my channel is moving to, like, adulting, so I definitely want to talk about more topics dealing with adulting and leveling up. So just let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel so you can be VIP with me, and follow me on social media at Monee, and I'll see you in the next video.